has begun. Ladies and gentlemen, we have finally arrived. It has finally come, ladies and gentlemen. The NBA 2K26 trailer. I have not watched this. I've been holding off. Everybody making videos on it left and right. I haven't jumped in yet. I'm jumping in now. I'm jumping in now. Let's see what they talking about. Let's see if they did anything. Let's see if this game is different or if it's just the same shit from last year. Which I'm pretty sure it's the same shit from last year. But without further ado, let's get right into this. Make sure the volume up. Alright, cool. Type shit.
Jumbo jet. It wasn't easy, but nothing ends. No. When I feel heavy metal, and I feel that I need when I lie and I'm easy all of the time, but I'm never sure why I need you.
All right. All right. So they want to play in our face. Okay. All right. Let's see what time it is. All right. Let's mute this. Thank you. So they playing in our face. Talking about this is real live action gameplay. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I believe these are cutscenes, bro. I don't see nothing that resembles the normal gameplay, bro. This look like cutscenes, bro. I promise you, this look like cutscenes. This look like the shit you would see before the game start. Remember, well, for those of us that used to play NBA 2K, like they used to have like these little music videos, music highlights before the game started, like 2K16, 2K15, 2K14, 2K13. Yeah, 2K13 is where it really started. It really started in 2K13 when they had Jay-Z, when they had Big Lips do the soundtrack, and they did like music videos before each game started. This looked like one of those. This don't look like a genuine in-game gameplay. So they playing in our face now. That's crazy. That's crazy. They playing in our face now. That's wild. I never thought I would see the day 2K would stoop so low. I never thought I would see the day 2K would stoop so fucking low to the point where you're playing in our face. None of this looked real, bro. This looked like some shit that you would put before the game start. That's what this looked like. This looked like pre-generated cutscenes that you would put before the game start and y'all put them in here, and it said this the real gameplay. They play it in our face. They play it in our face. Come on, dog. Come on, man.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man. Move this man.
2K. Ain't no fucking way. 2K. Boy, y'all just get worse and worse each fucking year, don't y'all? They get worse and worse each year. Y'all playing in our face like this. You know goddamn good and well these are fucking cutscenes before the game start. This the cutscene. This the music video cutscenes before the game start, bro. Y'all know goddamn good and well what y'all doing here. This is not real life gameplay here, bro. Fuck. Now, in the past, they used to actually put the gameplay. That was the crazy part. They actually used to put the gameplay in the trailer. This is not the real engine, bro. These are cutscenes, bro. Fuck out of here, bro. I was born at night, not last night, motherfucker. To the average motherfucker, they might fall for this shit. To the average motherfucker, they might fall for this shit.
You stupid.
But for me, you can't play with me like that.
Stop it. Get some help.
This is what we doing, 2K. They stoop so low, y'all. They have stooped so low. This where we at now. Oh, they playing in y'all face, bro. And y'all still, and you wouldn't know what's sad. Y'all still go buy this shit. That's the sad part, bro. That's the sad part, bro.
Stop it. Get some help. Stop it. Get some help. Stop it. Get some help.
That's the sad part. Y'all still go buy this goddamn game.
How do you do that? How do you do that? What the hell is going on?
If y'all niggas would just learn self-discipline, bro. Hasn't this Shannon Sharp situation, has Shannon Sharp and Diddy taught you anything about maybe you should learn self-control and discipline? Because maybe if you keep doing the same old stuff, bad things are going to eventually happen. Maybe if y'all would just control yourselves with this 2K nonsense. If y'all would stop buying the VC every fucking year. If y'all would stop buying the game every fucking year. Now, I get it. It's the only basketball game out there right now. So I get it. You're going to buy the game. But can we at least turn down the VC spending? Can we at least stop trying to make the best build and just have fun with the game? What happened to making your own build and just having fun with it? But you can't keep up with that build and nobody's going to play with you if your build is whack. What happened to people coming on here with their friends, bro? We used to develop friendships over this game, bro. Now it seems like everything done changed, bro. Now I get it. So people grow up, people grow apart. That does happen. I understand that part. But at the same time, it's like, really? Because I gotta keep up. I gotta stay lit. Man, this shit's sad, bro. This is sad. This is sad. It's sad. It's sad how society has made y'all fall, bro. To the point where y'all don't even want to fucking defend yourselves, bro. Y'all don't even want to take y'all don't even want to take a fucking stance against this shit. Y'all don't even want to say, hey, 2K, we don't agree with this. Y'all need to stop this. Nah, what y'all want to do is y'all want to sit up here and let 2K rob y'all every fucking year for the same. It's a goddamn shame, bro. And then they playing in y'all face like this, bro. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. Could not be me.
Wouldn't let that shit happen to me, though. Wouldn't let that shit happen to me, though. Wouldn't let that shit happen to me, though.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
That's a goddamn shame. Y'all let these people play in y'all face like this and then force y'all to buy this game. They not only make you buy the game, but force you to buy VC. y'all feed into the cycle so much that they don't have to do it. They can disrespect y'all so many ways, and they don't care. I think this is the one time throughout the year where the devs get to disrespect y'all because they got to deal with the disrespect for a whole year. This is their way of disrespecting y'all. I think I figured it out now because because they get disrespected the whole year, but then again they deserve it. You putting out a shit game. If you gonna keep putting out a shit game, don't be surprised if they start shit. If it don't be surprised if you start getting shitted on. But then what they'll end up doing is they'll end up they'll start doing the rollout for the next game, and then they'll just disrespect you just like that. This is their way of getting back at y'all every year. I figured it out. I understand. I understand it now. I understand it now. I understand it now. It is what it is. But anyways, though, we got another video. We got a 2-for-1 here, so we're gonna get right into it. I don't really know what the deal is, but just watching this trailer, like I said, couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. Let's get right into this video right here.
All right, so obviously most of you know 2K26 had their big gameplay reveal today. There's so much information that they revealed. You can see in the background right now, they had like a whole cinematic gameplay trailer, which I'm just going to leave running while I yap for a minute. There was also a whole separate Courtside report with Mike Wang. He's also been going crazy on Twitter and posting a lot of stuff. So there's so much stuff to get into here. I literally cannot afford to waste any time or we're going to be here for like 3 hours. So let's just jump right into it. So for about the first 6 or so paragraphs of this Courtside report, they just jerk themselves off about how great pro play is. I'm not going to waste my time and your time reading through that entire thing, reading a bunch of bullshit lies. We know it's not true. The only thing I want to bring up from this segment is Mike Wang is claiming that this is the biggest change to player movement since 2K21. So who knows? The game is either going to be dog shit or it's going to be good. We're not really going to know until we have our hands on it. So I don't know. That's what they're claiming. I also want to read this segment. They're claiming that 2K26 on Gen 9 offers more precise, lifelike movement, which is noticeable in the most fundamental elements of the game. Now, need I remind you of 2K25, what they said last year? I'll just throw it up on the screen when they were talking about precise stops and movement. And
this is what I mean, bro. They be lying, bro. They be lying and be capping to y'all, bro. Look at this. I remember them saying this shit last year. Yeah, they did say, oh, explosive stops and explosive, precise stops and explosive launches and authentic signature movement. They say, matter of fact, they've been saying this shit since 2K18. They've been saying this shit since 2K18. They've been telling us the same story since 2K18, and nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Not a goddamn thing has changed. They've been telling us the same story since 2K18. Hey, the movement though, we're making sure that the movement and the dribbling are more precise, they're more responsive, and all this other stuff. And then you play the game, and it's still like you still feel like your player has a mind of its own at times. When you just trying to do a simple crossover, and your player want to do a spin move into a sham guard, and then do a hesitation, and then he get a bump steal and turn over the ball, and y'all lose the game. No. Post play has been ass for years. I don't think we'll ever get post play as good as 2K. I want to say 2K19, bro. We'll never get post play as good as 2K19. Never. Other than that, though, man, it's the same story, same game, same story, same bullshit.
And 2K25 had the worst movement of any game, and it was impossible to stop precisely or dribble precisely. So, yeah, I'm not believing this shit for a minute. Now, the next thing they talked about in this article is enhanced rhythm shooting, which obviously that means rhythm shooting is coming back. I am not a fan of rhythm shooting. I got a lot of shit for that when I put that opinion out there. I don't care. I think it's a really stupid gimmick, but whatever. It's coming back and it's completely different now. It's going to be very hard to explain this without making the video 20 minutes long. I'm going to try my best. Basically, what they're saying with the new rhythm shooting is your shot timing and your tempo will actually affect when you're shooting the player's upper body, and it'll impact how the shot looks throughout the whole motion when you're actually shooting. So to me, what this sounds like, and this is what they're saying in the article, if you flick up early and rush your shot, you can do much quicker releases, especially if someone's closing out on you, and you can shoot faster as long as you time the shot correctly. And it's the same way if you want to slow down your shot. I don't know why the fuck you'd want to slow down your shot, but in the event you want to slow down your shot, you can also shoot much slower and it'll still green. So that sounds weird to me. That's really a wait and see kind of thing. I don't really know how that would work. And we're trusting one of the laziest companies in existence to make a very complicated mechanic like this work. So I wouldn't hold my fucking breath if I'm being honest with you. Now, the next thing is a huge one. Green or miss shot timing is back for every game mode. It is completely universal in 2K26. Fucking thank God, okay? And I think they actually implemented this back in an even better way than they used to. So for Park and Rec and Theater, your green window is going to be a lot bigger because those are casual game modes. It's going to be easier to green shots instead of whites just randomly going in. I think that's a much better alternative. And then for like Proving Ground, Stage, whatever, it's going to be much harder to time your shots and green them. That makes complete sense. Like, this is the bare minimum of where the game should be, but I have to celebrate this. Like, this is a game-breaking, like, new mechanic. It's just where the game should fucking be, but it is a W that green or miss is back and shitters can't just hit whites. Like, I guess that's not common sense. Woohoo, I guess. Green or miss is back. And for anyone wondering, yes, this also applies to layups. You have to time your layups. You have to green them. There's no more real player percentage.
Since when do you have to time layups? Layups take no skill, bruh. Layups take no skill. So why is layups and dunks requires? That is stupid. Why would you put a meter on layups? It takes no skill. If you have a high free throw, I feel like it should be based on badges and attributes. Your layup should be based on badges, attributes, position, and height. That's all your layup should be balanced on. So if you're a point guard, if you're a 6 foot, say you're a 6'4" point guard, yeah, you should be able to. If let's say you're a 6'4" point guard, you're about 200 pounds. So you made like a Derrick Rose type build, right? You should be able to take the contact, follow through, and make a majority of your layups, depending on the badges and the attribute. It should not be based on a meter, bro. That is stupid. Why is the most simplest and basic things required? This is how they get you to buy the VC. This is what I mean, y'all. This is what I mean by this is how they get you to buy the VC. They get you to buy the VC by putting restrictions on certain things. Since when do layups require skill? It is a fucking layup. It is the easiest shot in the game. As close as you are to the basket, all you got to do is just throw that bitch up and it goes in. Okay? I can understand at a 60 overall, you having difficulty with layups. But if my layups are at like an 80 or like at an 80 to a 90, in the 80-90 range, I really shouldn't have that many problems with making layups, okay? That is stupid. Who would put they doing that on purpose. They doing that so that way they can get you to buy a build. So that way when you fuck up on your first build and you're not making layups, they force you to go make another build and give them that money. This is all this is. This is just a scam, bro. This is a scam on top of a scam on top of another scam, that's on top of another scam, that's on top of this scam, that's on top of that scam. It's just a scam. It's one big fucking scam. Since when do layups require skill? Well, since when do layups require a meter? It's a fucking layup. It's the easiest shot in the game, bro. What the fuck are we doing?
And there's no more white layups going in. Fucking thank God. That shit pissed me off for so long in like the 1 or 2
When do you need a green window for a fucking layup?
weeks where I actually played 2K25. That drove me insane, those real player percentage layups. So you actually have to time your layups. Yeehaw, you know, that's a great thing. But again, this should have never left the game. Also, from what we're seeing in this article, it looks like big men are honestly going to be eating pretty fucking good this year. They added go-to post shots. You know, I don't really think anyone actually used go-to shots besides like in 25 spamming the Kevin Durant one just to cheese, not even for the go-to shots. They're adding that into the post. We have to see if that's actually going to be effective or if it's just like another thing they throw in there for the hell of it, kind of the same way they did with the go-to shots for guards. So I mean, it is a W regardless. I'm sure there will be some of those go-to post shots that are at least decent, or at the bare minimum, you can cheese with them the same way you can cheese with the Kevin Durant one. So I don't know. That's like the bare minimum I'm looking for there. Now, another big thing, I saw a lot of people on Twitter predicting this, and they were right. Custom layup packages are finally in the fucking game. Previously in other games, for those of you who don't know, if you picked a signature layup package, it would literally choose that for all of your layup types. And what I mean is, if you put on Steph Curry layups, you would have to do Steph Curry floaters, you would have to do Steph Curry hop steps, you would have to do Steph Curry spin layups, you know, whatever. Now you can fully customize all of them. So I'll just use random examples. Like, you can have the Steph Curry floater, you could have like a Trae Young reverse, you could have like, I don't know, some random other person scoops, right? You can fully customize it for normal and reverse layups, floaters, scoops, Euro steps, hop steps, spins. You can fully.
It took them that long to start adding custom layup packages into the game. That's crazy. But we need. This don't make no sense, bro. So you're allowing me to make custom layup packages, but I have to green them. Make it make sense, bro. It's a fucking layup.
Customize it. So that is actually a good feature. I feel like we should have gotten.
When did basketball, this is why I don't play none of the new 2Ks, bro. It just seemed like they just finding ways to get you to spend that money. I promise you, they just finding ways to make you spend that money any way they can. Like, oh, your layup is an 86, should be an 88. Maybe you make more layups. Like, bro, what the fuck is the difference? Bro, it's fucking layups.
This a lot sooner, if I'm being honest, but I won't bitch about this too much because it actually is a good feature. And then for the next 3 paragraphs, they basically, again, jerk themselves off and talk about how great they made defense on the perimeter. You know, they improved body ups and collisions, all this bullshit, you know, new pro play stuff, bro, new technology to generate player to player collisions. Like, I'm not reading this bullshit. And they're claiming that they also made the interior defense better and they redesigned it. I'm not exaggerating when I say this is probably the 6th or 7th year in a row where they say they've made interior defense better. I'm tired of reading this because every year interior defense is just shit. So I'm not going to waste my time doing it. Now, another thing they talked about in here is rebound timing is something that they're adding into the game. There's basically going to be a little meter underneath you to tell you when it's the right time to jump for a rebound, and you have to time it.
Now you have a meter for What is this game now? You need a meter for everything. What happened to it just being for the jump shot? You need a meter for rebound. When does the most basic skills that don't really take that much effort to learn, you can literally just, a layup needs a meter, your rebounding needs a meter. They are finding so many new ways to rip you off. I promise y'all, they are finding so many ways to rip y'all off. They're putting a meter on everything. Let me guess, there's going to be a meter for steals and blocks next. Some of the most basic shit when you can just time it. Or if you just if you build like the best, like if you a bigger player going up against a little player and that little player take a shot and you time it correctly, you tell me I just can't get that block or I can't get that What is this? What is this? This is not basketball. This is not fun. I have to watch a meter now for rebounds. When did we get to this point, bro? How did we get here? How did we get here, bro?
Stop it. Get some help. Stop it. Get some help. Stop it. Get some help.
That shit is fucking trash, dog. Get the fuck off the airwaves.
How did we get here? The simplest shit in basketball requires meters now. You have to green it to get it. So you mean to tell me if I mistime a rebound, I'm going to tip it and fumble it, and it's going to go back to the other team, then they can just get a dunk? That y'all really gonna pay 70? Y'all really gonna pay like $70 to $150 for this? This is what y'all gonna pay for? This is what y'all paying for. I really want y'all to understand. This is what you're paying for. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. I'm good playing the old 2Ks, bro. Even though 2K10 is, I ain't gonna lie, 2K10 is kind of ass, but still, I'd rather play that than this bullshit.
Properly. I guess this is kind of cool on paper, but like anyone who plays big man, which is my primary position on the game, just as an example, you know when to jump for a rebound if you're not fucking stupid. Like if you're average or above average at the game, you know to jump right when the ball is right about to hit the rim. Like you don't need a timing for that. But I guess that's like their own way of trying to add some type of skill to that. But in my opinion, that just sounds stupid. Something else I want to point out that's just hilarious is the guy, Evan, the developer, when he was talking about this, said that he didn't know when to jump for rebounds. And he is one of the people who actually makes this fucking game. So that's one of the many reasons why this game is dog shit, because this has been my theory for a while, that the developers don't even play this shit, or they suck at it, or both. That's a great example of it.
They exposing themselves. Damn, the devs exposing themselves. How do you not know how to rebound, but everybody else that plays this game does? That just goes to show you that they just finding new ways to just get your player to feel like shit. They're gonna make you buy 4 to 6 builds every fucking game, every fucking iteration of this game that comes out. They're gonna make sure you pay for 4 to 6 different builds until you get that right one. And then when they finally stop giving a fuck and don't care about the meta and let everybody just make this one build and everybody just start going crazy and they don't do nothing about it because it's like, fuck it, we already in now, we got their money, shit, we already working on the next game, fuck that game. It's a goddamn shame, bro. It's a goddamn shame. It's a goddamn shame. Y'all really gonna pay for this bullshit, man. I hate the fact that Melo is on the cover of this shit and this is the garbage that they putting out, bro. This is what we doing now.
Right there. And then after that paragraph, they jerk themselves off a little bit more. Then they start talking about one of the new dribble mechanics, which is called Quick Protect. From the way I'm reading this, basically, is if a defender is reaching at the ball and you tap left trigger, or L1 on PlayStation, I think is what that is, or L2. I don't fucking know. I don't play on PlayStation. If you tap the left trigger at the right time, you can basically like counter the reach, which is actually, this is a mechanic that I think the game has needed for a while. This is a good change because if someone reaches at the ball, like there's not really much you can do to counter it. Like, especially with the way that the animations work in 25 and 24, especially 24 with fucking right stick ripper, anyone can just rip you and there's not really much you can do about it. So I actually really like this as a mechanic. They're also claiming that the defender will actually get punished if you time this right, and you'll basically get an easy blow by and be able to just get right to the rim. I actually, like, no bullshit, I really do like this as a mechanic. I really can't complain about this. Now, the next thing they talk about is called no dip catch and shoots, which is basically when you hold the left trigger when you're waiting to receive a pass and you're already squared up, so you can just shoot the ball straight out of that animation and you'll get like a very clean, just normal catch and shoot without any of the stupid catch animations or the RNG nonsense. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like this has been in the game since like 2K23, 24. I've seen people in the comments talking about it, and I've actually done it myself, and I feel like I get better catch animations. I don't know if it's placebo or if I'm just losing my mind and imagining shit. Let me know in the comments if you already do this, because I feel like this is already in the game, but I guess it's like an official thing that they're actually talking about now. Now,
it's been in the game since 2K22, to be honest with you. The square up, they've been implemented. I remember 2K22, they had the square up. They had the better square up mechanics, so that way when somebody wide open, they can square up. I think that was in 2K22, I believe, when they said that shit. I could be wrong, but I think they said that it was going to be better square up mechanics. So like you could find somebody, you find a shooter in the corner, they'll be more ready for the catch and shoot. But I don't know if that was 2K22. It might have been 2K23, but I think it was 2K22.
the next paragraph, they talk about how they've basically revamped signature size ups, and praise Jesus, because I can promise you for sure, he knew that we needed this. They're claiming that they improved it by allowing you to rock the stick back and forth or left and right, or repeatedly flick the pro stick up to execute 2 different size up combinations. They're also claiming that it's going to help you create separation from your defender. But keep in mind, at the end, it says while retaining the realistic look provided by Pro Play. So just from reading that, I wouldn't hold my fucking breath. Now, another thing that I thought looked kind of interesting is slow motion Euro steps. So they're claiming after you initiate a Euro step animation, you can hold the left trigger to deliberately slow it down and kind of throw a defender off in like a slow motion drag step kind of finish, which is, I feel like, is a much more realistic Euro step to real life. That actually sounds kind of cool to me. I would be interested in seeing how that plays. Now, the next thing is actually a huge fucking W. They're introducing wrap passes. They're claiming this is going to stop you from throwing the ball directly into people's back and throwing the ball directly into someone that's right in front of you or hitting them in the face. That shit happens all the time in 25 and even a little bit in 24, but it's much worse in 25. Thank God they're actually adding this. They're claiming you can do this by double tapping circle or B, and you can actually wrap the pass around the defender. Thank God. That was the most annoying shit of like the past 3 years, just throwing the ball directly into a defender's face. Like, this is an NBA player, bro. I shouldn't be doing something that stupid. So this is actually a great change. They're also changing up how alley-oops work. So they're claiming once a pass is thrown, the finish button for you, it's basically going to be a quick time event. It's going to be one of the 4 face buttons on your controller instead of always being square. So honestly, I don't hate that, but I kind of preferred it the way that it was. Now, when they actually throw the lob, you're going to have to press like Y, X, A, or B, or whatever the buttons are on PlayStation. That's fine, but, you know, I liked it the way it was. Why are we fixing something that doesn't need to be fixed, brother? So they're also saying they're going to change how screens work. You can actually choose which way you want to face. So if you tap the left stick slightly left or right from the direction you're currently like trying to set the screen, your player is going to turn 45 degrees, and you can tap the stick in the opposite direction and your player will turn 180 degrees. And they're claiming that this is going to make the screens a lot better. That sounds kind of cool, but like there's so many more problems in this game. Like, why are we worried about which way you can set a screen? Like, I don't know. How about we fix the fucking servers for an example? This game is so delayed, it's not even funny. You know, just an idea, of course. Not even mentioning the microtransactions or anything else. Now, the final thing they're talking about in this article is they're claiming that the AI coaching is going to get smarter. I would assume this is for like offline My Career, My Team, or whatever. I don't play any.
Bruh, they've been saying offline. They've been saying the coaching has been improved since 2K. I want to say 2K15, bro. They've been saying that shit since 2K15, bro. We've improved the coaching, how things work, how coaches utilize their timeouts and stuff like that. Nigga, y'all been saying that shit since 2K15, bro. Stop it.
That shit, you know, you can go read this entire article and read through this if you want. There's a bunch of information on that. I don't give a shit. I'm sure the majority of you don't give a shit about that. But if you care, you know, click the link in the description and actually read the end of the article. It'll give you like a whole detailed breakdown on that. Now, if you thought that was all of the information, you are sadly mistaken, because Mike Wang has been yapping up a fucking storm over the past few hours on Twitter with a lot of good information. And I definitely want to talk about that too. That's why I was kind of just rushing through that article. The biggest thing he confirmed himself on Twitter, I am directly quoting him right now. No, there will be no RNG in shooting. He says there's always been some element of RNG in every past version of 2K, including 24. By the way, at the time in 24, he said there was no RNG in shooting, which is great. But anyway, he's claiming that 2K26 will be the first version to actually feature a completely pure green window. He says on pro or lower difficulties, you can still make whites, but otherwise it's green or mist. And obviously the online game modes are not that low of a difficulty. That's only for when you're playing offline. So he's claiming 2K26 is purely green or mist. There is no RNG in the shooting whatsoever. I do have to point out, he said the exact same thing during 2K24. And in this response, he admitted himself that there was RNG in 24. So this is why I never trust these fucking developers. It's just lies everywhere. But this is a big W if it's actually true. He also confirmed himself that instant greens are back. This is something we've been looking for years, so that's also a huge W. All of the shot meters from 2K24 and 25 are available to choose from. Thank God. You know, the 25 meters were so bad, I don't know anyone who's going to use those. Unless there's good ones in 26, I'm sure everyone is going to be using the 24 meters because they were actually pretty good. He's also claiming there's been a huge number of changes to the contest system logic. He said he rebalanced the effectiveness of hands up, no jumps, and jumping contests to better reflect how shots are impacted in real life. They're also showing coverage percentages again in the full shot feedback. Thank God. The way they were doing it in 25 is so dumb. I'm glad that's back. I also saw a lot of people freaking out saying that they didn't see any adrenaline in the trailer, so that means adrenaline is gone. Mike Wang confirmed himself that adrenaline is back, and it'll function basically the same as all the other 2Ks. So for anyone saying adrenaline is gone, that's confirmed. It is back. There is also confirmed no regular low risk reward settings. He said everyone on shots and layups will play on the exact same profiled and on the same field. That's obviously a huge W. A lot of people were also asking about height and attribute restrictions because this was a big thing people wanted. Mike Wang said height and rating restrictions are similar to 2K25 for the new custom layup packages. He says if you want a specific player's layup package in 25, you qualify for all of the player's individual normal, reverse, scoop, floater, euro, hop, step, and spin packages in 26. So basically, if you wanted to make a Wemby build, you can suck his cock because we're not making the game like that. He also confirmed that the dunk meter green window will adjust dynamically just like layups do. Obviously, that's needed. It just needs to be better than it was in 25 because the dunk meter was very bad in 25, even after the patch to make it better. Now, here is a huge one. Someone asked him, are there any changes made to address L2 dexing? He said they made efforts to reduce the unrealistic motion cuts that can result from the dexing. Attempting to use dexing to cut back and forth repeatedly, will consume adrenaline. So I don't know. I mean, these developers lie a lot, but normally from a year-to-year basis, they do actually fix huge problems like that. So I would assume for the most part, L2 dexing is gone. Now, the final thing here is they have completely changed how dunk meters work. He said holding turbo and the pro stick down is how you meter dunk now. There's no more of the flicking up and down bullshit. It says he's also going to encourage more flashy dunks, but you can also do flashy dunks on the shot button if you're wide open with no trailing threats. He said the meter dunk logic has also changed a lot, and you'll notice a much bigger green window on open dunks, both driving and standing. So that's a pretty good change, but it is a word salad. We kind of have to see what the gameplay is like beyond that. But finally, after all of that, I have gotten through all of the information. Hopefully you understand why I was kind of rushing through all the shit now, because so much information came out today, and Mike Wang is not anywhere near done on Twitter. As I'm recording this, the last update that I just read about the meter dunks came out 20 minutes ago. He is just yapping with more and more information. So if he continues to post more information, I'll get these videos out daily to make sure all of you guys are updated. But this video is already at the 15-minute mark. I don't want to drag it out.
Alrighty, man. So there you have it, man. So it seemed like there's some quality of life improvements, but for me personally, it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about a lot of this shit. Like a greener miss window for layups is crazy, bro. There shouldn't be a meter for layups. There shouldn't be a meter for dunks, especially if you wide open. I never understood that, but it is what it is. Y'all do y'all, man. I'm good on 2K, bro. I've been good on 2K since what? 2K24. We're going on two or 3 years now. 2 or 3 years now since I've been good on the newer 2Ks, man. I've gone back and said I'll just play the older ones. I'm trying to get a PS4 so I can get 2K14, and then I just do a complete series from there. Like a non-stop series. Like I literally go from 2K14. I would make as many builds as I want, have as fun as I want, because that game was the last great 2K. Everything else just goes downhill after 2K14 in my personal opinion. I feel like 2K14 is the best 2K that they ever put out. I know a lot of people gonna say 2K11, some people gonna say 2K16. The niggas that still can't even the niggas that probably can't even drive a car yet or will tell you 2K17. Some idiots will tell you 2K20. Fuck out here. But anyways though, yeah, man, I seeing how far 2K has come, it's only gotten worse, bro. I predicted this shit 11 years ago. It's been 11 years now. It has been 11 years since I predicted that 2K was going to go down this route where y'all the game was going to become unbearable, bro. We have meters for rebounds. I really want y'all to think about that. Something as basic as rebounds, because a dev did not know how to time his rebounds. So he made a meter for it instead. That's a fucking lie. That's a fucking lie. He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. They just doing this so that way they can fuck up your bills, so that way you can spend more money. But y'all gonna fall for the trap anyway because y'all stupid and y'all don't want to listen to nobody. People trying to tell y'all, hey man, stop doing this, man. Stop letting them fuck y'all over, man. Y'all need to develop discipline and self-control, bro. Y'all need to stop spending all your money on VC and builds all fucking year, bro. Trying to be the top 2K player, bro. 2K is dead, bro. Ain't nobody watching 2K videos like that no more. People have gone back to watch people play the older 2Ks, bro. The older 2Ks get more love than the newer ones. Ain't nobody checking for that shit. Unless your name is Chris Smooth, ain't nobody checking for your content, bro. You playing stuff. Let's just go about doing for this one, man. I will see you all in the next video. Man, 2K has fallen off bad. 2K fell off bad. This game is trash, bro. I could tell you right. I ain't even played this game. Game ain't even out yet, and I can already tell this game is trash. If I had to rate this game just based off of all the shit that they got going on, I'm giving that shit a 0 out of 10, bro. Dead ass, bro. It's got to a point. I never even knew it got this bad, bro. I've been gone for 2 years. It got this bad, my nigga. We got shot meters on layups. We got shot meters on layups. The most simplest thing that requires little to no skill whatsoever. It's a goddamn shame. It's a goddamn shame. But this is what y'all be playing, though. This is what y'all claim is the best game out there, man. Hey, that's on y'all, though. But anyway, so I'll see you on the next video. Till then, don't buy this game. Please don't buy this game. Please, I beg of you. Please don't buy this game.